TurboDog702. Sorry, it's TurboDog702.
TurboDog 420.
Turbo Doge,
TurboDoge 420.
as I know him in the Discord.
Run by get this guy off of the stream. I want to get to my game that I want to watch.
Welcome to the only game in the awful block. Basically, is what this game is.
How we doing on everything? We're all good?
Dude, that stream looks sexy on the projector.
So, I guess I'll preface this at the very beginning. So the bouncer was regrettably had to be cut in the first California-thon due to a number of reasons. And it almost didn't happen this time, as I missed my flight for a connection. Regardless of that, on a more serious note, just wanted to give a shout out to Jeff, who is one of the main people who kind of put California-thon together, along with the rest of the staff. He wasn't able to make it to the event. I would really appreciate it if you guys could, give him some love on Twitter.
He's in the chat right now, actually.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he had to kind of forgo coming to this event to deal with some personal issues. So if you could give him some, tweets out and keep him in your thoughts and his family, that would be really appreciated. But we're gonna go ahead and continue on here. This is the bouncer.
The bouncer.
Yeah, there you go. So the bouncer is a SquareSoft beat 'em up, I guess. It's really more of a tech demo more than anything else, to be completely honest. Unfortunately, we're going to be skipping most of the cutscenes because it triples the length of the game. But yeah, this
Good, I don't have to voice act any of this.
this is an interesting game. If anybody has seen any of the things, and most people think better of it than it actually is. But we'll get to talk to that as we go on. Do we have a character that we're shooting on, or?
Give it just one last refresh. Okay.
Don't make me come over there if it's not full.
Okay. So the character we'll be doing will be is it Sion? Is it Sion or Sion?
Okay. All right. So we're playing as Sora. Gotcha.
So,
all right, go.
This is TurboDog.
Go
I'm
for it.
Epikai.
You're up. Timer. Whatever.
We
Yeah,
don't
go.
even care.
Don't worry about it. It's not gonna matter in just a minute. So this is the bouncer. PS2 beat 'em up by SquareSoft using that sweet FF7 and FF8 money. Can you tell this was at the point that we were using ragdoll physics in games?
Not really.
But yeah, so this is a really odd game for a number of reasons. The big thing is that, you think of a beat 'em up, you think of majority, different enemies, maybe a progressive skill tree. In this game, wow, they're playing
When you
well.
think of beat-em ups, you think about 2D ones like Final Fight and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
and you think
this
of
is
things
all
that
3D.
where you're massively overfighting the enemies unless they're a boss. You have a good selection of moves. This game gets rid of all that in lieu of just having good graphical output. Sorry, I have to kind of concentrate on this because they took out one of the biggest mechanics of this game. So the main thing that they try to do in this game in order to persuade you to do combos is juggles, which I'm trying to kind of initiate here. But as you can see, the juggling mechanics in the game are really shoddy. And because of that, oftentimes you'll just miss juggles that should hit. So because of that, you have to kind of come up with an alternate strategy, which inevitably is, funny enough, bouncing. By knocking opponents down, you can actually cause them to run into each other and deal damage that's unblockable, essentially. And it does tons of damage. And the best part is they can actually bounce off of each other and keep hitting each other. So the best way to fight in this game is actually to just punch people into themselves and hope that they just pinball all over the place.
So this is Tekken 6.
Pretty much. The unfortunate part about this is that it's extremely inconsistent about how you're going to deal your damage. So all I can do here is kind of use combos that I know are going to manipulate them to move in a certain way on the knockdown and try to get a good bounce. The big thing to note is that it is actually possible for the enemy to bounce off of my friends like he did there as well. So because of that, you need to be pretty careful and sometimes lucky about how the enemy hits you and your positioning with your friends. So it's really important that I get these last hits. You're noticing in the top left I'm getting BP, bouncer points. What those are is those are your progression points to gain moves inside of the game.
I was going to ask what those were because I have no idea what this game is
So
about.
Kai, if you had co-op partners, what would you think these co-op partners would do to like help out?
Team up and smack each other?
They might help you fight. Yeah, they don't help you fight at all in this game. Or when they do, they take kills from you.
So you don't get BP at all, right?
Yep, you have to get the last hit in order to get BP.
Great
So,
mechanic.
If you do 90% of the damage to an enemy and they get the last hit, it doesn't matter.
So,
See,
League of Legends kill
he just
steal.
stole my kill right there. It's sweet. Good job, Ko. You're doing God's work. Good job. Nice. Thanks.
This luck.
I mean, to be fair, this isn't the worst. Like, they've only taken about 40 BP from me. I've had runs that have gotten to this point that they've taken 200 BP from me. So, we're doing okay.
To be fair, you're playing as Sia and Sora, and this event is sponsored by Anime on Display, so you might as well just enjoy this right
That
now.
was pretty much probably the reason this won. Who made the big donation for this travesty?
I'm assuming
I want their
Alucard.
name,
I'm assuming
possibly their
Dragon
address.
Bliss. Their email address, right?
Alright, that was actually a really good fight. You notice I got a ×8. If you kill enemies in quick succession to one another, actually, we can go ahead and continue. If you kill enemies in quick succession to one another, you get multipliers on the amount of BP you get. Normally it's not too relevant, but every once in a while you gotta kind of hedge your bets on that. You use BP to increase the power of your attacks to learn new moves. For the purposes of this run, we're only going to be learning one move, which is like kind of a handspring donkey kick.
What?
It's all of the uppercuts for the characters are like the best moves in the game for them.
So there's also Ken from Street Fighter. Sure you can.
I mean, Ko actually has an infinite using only his uppercut. It's ridiculous. So here's a good example of me just kind of decimating the enemies using the bouncy technique I was talking about before. Since this is a very like thin area, I'm able to really cause some good ricochets off of each of the enemies.
So how much
So
damage?
we don't skip this cutscene because it's too short.
So how much damage does that thing even do?
So let's say I've been in a run that was 1:30 ahead, and an enemy hit me once, and I ricocheted off every single one of my teammates like 3 times, and I lost over 60% of my health. And it was like a dork like these guys. So I talked about how you normally have like really strong skill sets and dynamic action and everything else. So the problem with this game, you know what, I keep saying the problem because there's just, this is the bouncer. The big thing is that like your moves are by and large worse than the dorks. The dorks have better frame data than you do. And like you think about that for a beat 'em up where you're supposed to be extremely powerful and strong, it doesn't really work out so well.
Seems fair.
So this is Echidna. She's our first boss of this.
And
She does
Knuckles.
some sweet. She does some sweet breakdancing moves. Echidna's kind of interesting. I actually got really lucky on getting that combo, so that allowed me to get the donkey kick early, so I can kind of abuse her. Had I not gotten that, because of the way she moves during her idle animation, it's sometimes very, very difficult to hit her with normal attacks. Because she'll like kind of duck and dodge out of the way.
Did Square really need to steal Christy Montero and Eddie Gordo?
Alright, we got it. So that's 120 BP. So like, Volt tried his hardest to steal there, but we managed to get through okay. So this is... So you need to mix up in these games. Like, you can't just do the beat 'em up thing, right? So like, what better way to talk about White Knuckle Thrill Ride than to find key cards?
You have time for a donation?
Sure, go for it.
All right. So we have $90 donated from 2 anonymous donors. No comment. Thank you very much for your donation. Also have a $5 donation from Spark saying, "Nice run, Dalton. It was one of the most honorable runs I've ever seen. Good luck with the marathon."
All right, so you're actually going to be doing a level here pretty soon, because I kind of got to stretch a little bit.
What's the plot of this game anyway?
Don't worry about it.
I see.
The plot is you're basically trying to save a girl that Sora wants to get with, I guess. So you see how I'm running here, Kai?
Yeah.
See how I'm running past these guys? And I'm like
Swag.
trying to get as far away as possible from them. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to do this 2 more times for me while I just kind of chill out. You hit the end here, and you just kind of turn the corner at the very, very end, alright? This is beat 'em ups. Alright, here we go.
This became a co-op run?
It's going pretty good. Yep. Everybody having a good time? Yeah, absolutely. Good, right? Yeah, no, see, you're pressing buttons, that's the problem. You just run with the analog stick past them. There you go. See, he's playing like a pro. See how quickly he picks it up? Very good. Everybody good on this side? Yeah. Alright, that's cool.
Move.
Alright, no, you're pressing buttons.
Hey man, I'm trying to get him out of the way.
No, just that way. No, you're going. Oh, God. Here you go. Alright, mission aborted.
You make it sound like I know this game. Remember, I only
So
saw
we
you
just
stream
go
this for
inside.
5 minutes and then I left.
That's about right. So I picked up this game as part of the Golden 12-Hour Challenge. I beat the SDA time in about 7 hours. So
That should give you an idea on how
Before I
dumb
came-
this is.
before I came here, I actually tied the SDA time for Sion also. Ko's kind of a problematic character, shall we say. But we're going to move on to the next section here. These guys are total jerks in this next part here.
Yes.
The pilots here, they have those really, really good moves that the security guys have, but they also block a ton. So we're just going to kind of hope that they aren't too much of jerks. So the basic premise, like I said, is you're trying to save this girl from being kidnapped and brought into this military base. Depending on which bouncer you have, they have kind of a different motivation for doing this. Sion's probably the blandest. He's just going there to save the girl.
So this is a rejected Kingdom Hearts plot, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. And no one can say otherwise.
I mean, I guess.
Volt is originally like part of the security detail that used to basically run in this company. Ko is secret agent operative guy. He actually kind of has a funny like stealth section you can do inside of this game. Unfortunately, I found out that it's actually faster to just fight the guys instead of stealthing, which is kind of sad because it would have been kind of funny to watch him strike stupid JoJo poses.
Well, when you're running from enemies, you might as well just be playing a Final Fantasy game at that point.
I mean, that's what this is.
Barely.
This is basically Final Fantasy X.
Ha 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 ha.
No, this is the 10. Never mind. Whatever. We're gonna keep going. Actually, I take that back because Final Fantasy X you can't skip cutscenes. So
So it's a better version.
there you go.
The Final Fantasy community is about to kill me.
No, they're too busy not skipping their cutscenes. I mean, it's about equivalent of quality of a Final Fantasy storyline, if you're into that type of thing.
Well, it's Square, so yeah.
Alright. So, as you can kind of see, the donkey kick is really good because it's quite fast. It knocks down, which allows you to kind of Oki for a little bit of combos. I can't believe I used Oki in the term of this game. But you can basically get knockdowns, lead into combos, set up for your next combo, manipulate AIs. So it's really good for that reason. Unfortunately, the damage isn't as high as kind of your basic combo, but because it's so fast and it knocks down, it's still the better option a lot of the time. The nice thing about Volt and Sion is they're uppercut low profiles, so you can dodge a lot of moves that hit high as a result of it. So here's our second boss, Mugetsu. Of note, you don't actually need to kill every enemy on the screen, you just need to kill the boss. So, I'm just trying to drag Mugetsu away from his men here, so I can just kind of brutalize him.
Is that enemy really named MSF? Medicine Sans Frontiers?
Yeah, we're basically breeding up the guys that get helped from SGDQ.
Okay. Wrong game. Very wrong.
Alright, so now we're going to fight Duragon. Duragon is supposedly the brother of the girl that we're trying to save. And he has a woman that can turn into a panther. Don't worry about it. It's not important. The important thing is that I probably should have saved before this fight too, but let's hope it doesn't cause problems. So the problem with Duragon is his moves are way, way fast and they do a lot more damage. I got a really good pattern there, actually. Got him into the corner. Chaldea didn't cause any issues. Just in general, pretty solid. I'm happy with that.
Next time, try.
So longest cutscene skip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yep, pretty much.
Now you know why we barely call this a game, if at all.
There's another one that I think is about 6 or 7 as well. It's later on in the game. The worst thing about that is it has like pre-baked in loads in that too, because it actually does the FMVs in it.
So how long would your estimate be on a cutscene percent of this?
It's about an hour 30, as opposed to 30 minutes. So.
A reminder, he has actually tested that.
I think I actually submitted it to this marathon just as an option.
Please don't ever do it again. I don't want to voice act anything if I have to do this commentary.
Well, you can do the Japanese or English voice incentive, right? I mean, that's something, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's actually nothing. Don't do that.
I was about to say, is there an option for no voices?
We're doing it right now, actually. So this is like kind of a mini maze. You'll notice sometimes I'm like kind of moving weird or not moving as quickly. That's actually the game loading the screen fully, like here. So I just actually can't move at that point. So we just bypassed an entire floor of fights if we didn't know which way to go. Going over here. Again, these cutscenes aren't long enough to warrant skipping them. It would take more time to skip them than to just take it. We will skip this one because he climbs up some stairs.
How many nightmares has this game given you is a good question.
No nightmares, but there's only one other game that's gotten me more salty than this game. And you're never seeing that game at any marathon ever, probably. Like, this has actually been pretty nice so far. Nice. So, because we knock these guys up in the air also, they can, ragdoll on top of their friends as well. So, doing pretty well here. Nice. Got a ×4, ×8. Nice. All right. Dude, nice. Dude, nice.
Nice.
Have you ever beat up a Roomba using yoke?
What the hell's a Roomba?
So I'd like to mention that Epikai here is going to be racing Mecha Richter and Wild Mouse in Richter All Bosses. I believe on Sunday, correct?
Yeah.
Kind of near the end of the marathon. I have my money on Kai. If he disappoints me, then he might
He's
not
gonna
be
kick
doing
me like
any more
that.
streams. But in all seriousness, absolutely check out like kind of all the runs that you're interested in. And you know what? I would say if you're kind of on the fence, try and catch some of the runs that maybe you don't know the run, but you like the game, because that's a big thing. Okay.
Do you have a secret betting pool against me about how many times I die in that run?
You're messing things up. No, don't go to the title screen.
That menu
Menu's
is your
not
fault.
the best. So here we're learning that your childhood friend got turned into the Panther Girl and was somehow aged 10 years in the process. It's, yeah. Let's just beat up these guys.
Have a quick moment for a donation.
Go for it.
All right.
Dude, if there's ever a donation, this game doesn't need to. just go for it.
I don't know. I'm thoroughly entertained, but not by the game itself. So we got $60 from Gaze Into the Pale that says AGDQ/SGDQ. No, close enough. Thank you for your $60 donation.
Black Panther. Didn't know Castlevania enemies were in this.
No Castlevania enemies were harmed in the making of this game.
Tell that to CVHD.
No quality of Castlevania also went into this game. So.
We're idiots.
I mean, if you were expecting skilled commentary of this, I mean, I'm giving you little bits and pieces, but I think really here the game kind of speaks for itself.
Like I said earlier, this is the only game in the awful block.
I mean, it may not speak very well. You know, it might not use words correctly. Its grammar might be off. So we get into another Mugetsu fight. This is actually a really dangerous fight for Sion, just because you start in the center of the room in the middle of like 10 dudes. Luckily, I was able to kind of drag Mugetsu out of the way here. Okay, alright, let's get back on track. So the blocking inside of this game is based on direction. You can only block in about a 180-degree arc in front of you.
I just noticed this game's camera's freaking terrible.
If you get behind, or if somebody gets behind you or you get behind the enemy, then you can guarantee you that you'll hit them. Most of the time, I guess. So now we have an escort mission. Nothing says beat 'em up like an escort mission.
I'm taking a nap.
I'm not saving here. So technically Dominique could die during this. The probability of it is basically non-existent. I've gotten close twice that she's almost died, but I've just never actually seen her die. So if she dies here, then I mean we can just chalk it up to the fact that the bouncer is a cursed run for California. You'll notice sometimes I'm taking kind of a circuitous path around these enemies. That's because the bouncer auto-locks you kind of onto the closest thing and starts you in kind of your fighting mode where you walk around. And we want to avoid that. So by running around, we actually save time by maintaining our run speed. So there we're manipulating the larger robot to go to the right. He just smacked Dominique and crushed her. That's great. Zoop!
The tech.
So lots of Final Fantasy references in this game as well. You see Angelou, which is the dog from FF8, on the back of Sion's thing. Sion does predate Sora, so like Sora is a ripoff of Sion. Volt has a cactar on his back. He also looks
Like Cell.
Yeah, I would say more than a passing resemblance. Perhaps if this was another company that made it, maybe a copyright lawyer might get involved. Tetsuya Nomura making the characters in this game. I'd say this is when Nomura actually... So, like, it's kind of a hard line where you say, like, Nomura just lost his mind with how to make people look like people. I'd say probably 8 was the last game that he had any concept of what people might actually wear. I'd like to mention that Sion this is just what he wears. Like, to work. He just wears a chain, a collar,
Some short shorts.
martial arts gloves, has a sweet 90s chain despite the fact that this is a 2000s game.
I think
Zell
Nomura
is like
wanted
a
that.
30. Zell has like a 34
look.
waist and an 82 length pants that he rolls up.
And there's this chick you're escorting, Dominique.
Oh yeah, she went from having like a huge like kind of yellow muumuu to what she's wearing now, which when you consider the fact that apparently her brother put her in this kind of outfit is a little worrying. So we're making a save here because we're about to fight PD4. PD4 is kind of a rough fight because he does a lot of damage, and he has combos that can break your guard very easily. He has moves that can be unblockables even though they're not supposed to be unblockables, because even though they hit you from the front, the hitbox actually hits you from behind and still collides with you. So I gotta be... Ugh, okay.
Time for a plug. All right. So, Californiathon is a marathon centered in Santa Clara, California. It'll be taking place over the course of the rest of this weekend. It's all the way up through Sunday with lots of great runs. And if you're considering donating, even $1 of donations, no matter how small your donation might be, it still goes a long way. Direct Relief is able to leverage their $1 to actually make quite a lot of quite some pieces of work regarding medical equipment. So get in your donations. We're this close to $1,000, guys. Can we do that by the end of this run?
Dominique, you alright?
Thank God I'm not voice acting Jack in this game.
So here's some sweet cutscenes also. So in this cutscene, we're supposed to learn that Dominique isn't actually Dominique, but she's a cyborg. She's a robot.
Bum, bum, bum.
His original sister died, and he made a robot that looks like her to charge his solar super weapon. Alright, I'm just gonna donkey kick.
Donkey kick straight into robot crotch.
I mean, you might sit here going like, why would you play a game like this if you think it's so poorly designed? That's a really good question.
Free world records.
I'm not gonna answer it, that's a really good question.
I was just giving a suggestion, dude.
So that's 100 points he actually stole there, but that's okay. We're actually
KSer.
really far ahead, all things considered. So we are going to make a save. So this is going to be kind of a save gauntlet. Normally, if you're going for like a world record run of this, you can't really save at all, and you have to play pretty much towards power. I'm getting a couple of points of life just to kind of smooth this out, making a couple saves. This fight in particular is probably... This might actually be the most dangerous fight in the game.
So this is like a Square RPG. You save, you waste all the time in the world.
So, like, because Echidna's, like, right here in the middle of these robots, if she doesn't get away from these robots, they could easily unblockable me to death. So I really want to push her away from these as best as I can. Alright, good. Good.
That's probably the best fight you're going to see all this whole run.
Yeah, that's actually a really good fight. Drank up. Two. Here's these ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Loading screen. There we go. We have one more. So it's very important here that I pick a different character, because I'm not actually fighting with this character. This character's piloting the ship. And unfortunately, there's no sick, like, awesome cutscene where, you know, you can pilot the ship. You get stuck actually fighting. So Mugetsu goes crazy because...
Reasons.
Whatever. See, that's a prime example of the bounce I was talking about. He just hit me once there with a sweep. He actually hit Volt, and he bounced into me. And it did about 30% of my health? Somewhere around there.
Holy crap.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Here I'm Bison. Gotcha. Okay. Alright. Good job, Volt. You're doing it.
Can I interject for a moment?
Go for it.
So, we have just got a $95 donation, which has allowed us to hit the $1,000 mark already.
Sweet!
I'll let this guy die for that.
It's not over! It's not over yet!
Thank you very much, Mantos, for your Mantos7 for your
That's what you get for voice
donation.
acting, guys. For hitting 1K. Donate another 1K and I might consider it again.
Kill the Mugetsu.
Yeah!
The kill the Mugetsu incentive has been met.
Yes.
Thank you, Mantos, for your Mantos7 for your $95 donation with no comment.
Thank you,
very
Mantos.
So, about 3 more fights. So now we get to fight the Panther Lady for real. We really want her to stay in her human form, because that allows us to get way better attacks off on her. We'll see if she cooperates.
These ragdoll physics are something.
Okay.
Everyone spam Franker Z in chat right now.
Oh god. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright.
See, you can see Franker Z's kind of dominating right now. So just spam it, give it more power. Oh, crap,
That's
too late.
actually kind of dangerous there. You're not allowed to play well.
I'm not allowed to touch this controller again, so yeah.
You tried. That's the important thing. Alright, so we got 2 fights of Duragon. Time's going to be coming up in like 2-ish minutes, so we might go a tiny bit under or overestimate, but that's alright.
It's this game, I don't think we care.
I'll make it up later for Homecoming.
You mean CVHD?
Oh, let's not make promises we can't keep. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Alright. Little pirouette Kiggy. There you go.
Dude, that's just Law from Tekken, dude. Leave it alone. Just not Asian and just blonde. I guess. Great design. Sweet.
Got a nice lift on him. Kind of lost it there a little bit, but
I beat him.
so unfortunately with this fight, you actually take the health that you had before into the next fight. Luckily, I still have a bunch. I'm trying to make him face my companion so I can hit him from behind.
Dude, his coat's off. The fight's getting real. The hype is real.
That's my aesthetic. No shirt, gloves, leather
Pants.
leather trousers.
Looks like women's
He's
sports
not
bra from the
Sephiroth,
behind.
okay? He's not Sephiroth. Alright, and time. Alright. So we're just gonna make we'll just let this sweet little thing play
This
a little bit.
can't be.
There you go. Oh man.
I'm a bouncer.
Putting my life on
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm a real TurboDog702 now.
Everyone will go wish Dragon Blitz a very happy birthday.
Very
Everyone
important.
in chat.
Happy birthday.
Come on, guys.
Happy
birthday, Dragon Blitz!
My god, did he just rip that?
I guess.
That cord was like a foot thick.
Dude, he's
I don't
sore.
even remember this scene. Thank you everybody for donating. We're going to be going ahead and shifting over into the next game kind of ASAP here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll be back with Homecoming later tonight, hosting and stuff. Thanks everybody for Californiathon. We will see you guys another time. Thanks for watching.